we've got that covered. We talked about 420.
So I called Don Duncan at Americans for Safe Access, and I called the police station. I got all the numbers and information and booking numbers, and before I knew it, we were on the phone, got the DA. 3 patients were held up for 72 hours, legal patients, but we still managed to get them to drop the charges for this one patient. And so we did have a victory, and the judge is going to give him back his medicine. And so, on that note, I just want to thank Jason Andrews at Pro 215 for actually going out there and trying to make a difference to help save a patient in need. And through Americans for Safe Access and myself calling the district attorney, we were able to try to put some measure of pressure on him. And Bill, thank you for inspiring me last time at the last event to really go out and do something. Thanks, Bill. Bill Britt.
Okay, what's your name?
My name's Lee Reich. I'm an educator, activist, and caregiver to medical cannabis patients here in California. And in 1994, I met Jack at my college, California State University, Chico, and I was studying music and recording arts. And this man spoke about, you know, the stuff that was coming down from Humboldt, but he told me there was something else out there that was, you know, way more powerful. The #1 food, the #1 fiber, the #1 source of, you know, so many things that we're not allowed to have grow in this country right now. And I felt that I had to do something when I ran into him last year, and I told him I would speak out and I would get people to speak out. I'm here with the college crew. Where are you guys from? Which school?
Riverside.
Riverside
Riverside
University
College
is doing some research, and they want us to answer some questions about the potentials of AB 390 for cannabis. And AB 390 is the current legislation for the full spectrum legalization of recreational cannabis and medical cannabis in California. But they don't address industrial hemp the same way, and that's why I've spoken to Jason Andrews, and he wants to go to his congressman, Gary Miller, in Orange County, and I'd like to have you and some of your constituents join me, because we've got a congressman who's listening. I've spoken to Amiano's office in San Francisco, and I asked them, what's it going to do for industrial hemp if we pass AB 390? And they said they haven't really looked at it and been able to come up with a way to separate the two for taxation. And I said, well, I've got some people who can come speak with you, and we can help educate you. What, Jack?
No. Okay. Cigarettes and alcohol, they 2 to 10 years off your life. In fact, 8 to 24 years off your life as cigarettes and alcohol. But you want to smoke pot, you get 2 years extra on life. And if you smoke it and eat it, it's 5 years. And if you smoke it and eat it and eat the seeds, or eat the cannabis, it's 10 years left. I don't think we can tax that. We should put more taxes on cigarettes and alcohol, but not on something that's healthy for the whole human race.
Woo!
Yeah.
There you go, Jack. Woo! So we have the issue of AB 390, and I was trying to find methods for stimulating the industrial hemp economy if this legislation were to pass. So I encourage you, talk to your congressman, talk to your assemblyman, talk to anyone that you can, your friends, people who you know might be either patients or educators or advocates, activists, or just anyone who understands the difference between cannabis for, you know, personal or medical use or for industrial use, because people need to know the difference. That cars are being made in the UK right now, and we can't make cars out of hemp plastics in the United States today because we're not allowed to grow any industrial hemp. And I was talking to Buddy, and he said they're working on the numbers. We could reverse the greenhouse effect. What is the numbers? How many billion acres? Or how many acres was that number? So 100 million acres. And in 20 years, we could reverse the greenhouse effect just growing industrial hemp.
But all over the world. All over the world.
Well, let's just name a few countries that already can. United Kingdom, Yugoslavia, China, Korea. United States isn't on the list. Canada produces more industrial hemp. With Manitoba Harvest Foods, we can eat hemp milk, we can drink hemp milk, we can eat cold hemp seeds, but we can't produce them here.
And it's only half of 1% THC, and that is bad.
What's the number? Got a network from 1976 and say, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore because things gotta change. And the only way things change is if people get up, they say something, they do something. Otherwise, you can just sit there and watch it go by. For example, Senate Bill or HR 875. Organic farming will not be happening in this yard. That avocado tree will not grow because someone at Monsanto Foods wants you to use their seeds, their genetically modified seeds. And when are they going to tell us they're going to come into our gardens? And when are they going to come into my closet and tell me how to grow my natural medicine? They're not. They're just not. Because I demand that I get the medicine that I want, not what some pharmacy, not what some corporation wants to stick down my damn throat. Therefore,
Overpriced, too.
I'm asking each and every one of you to do your part in this battle. Because it's not a war on drugs, it's a war on humanity, it's a war on freedom, and I'm here exercising my freedom of speech today to ask each and every one of you to stand on every amendment, everything that the Constitution stands for that was made on hemp.
Yeah.
That flag that was made on hemp. That Constitution that was made on hemp. Your heart, your mind, your soul can be dedicated to telling one person that they could change the world. And if they believe you for 1 minute, they just might. Because years ago, I knew that there were people who would try to stop this. And for years, people have tried. In 1996, 2 years after I met Jack, medical patients started to get freedom in this state. However, 12 years later, I come and become a part of this revolution and realize that the DEA had not stopped raiding. And now we're getting closer that they're gonna say that they're gonna stop raiding and they're gonna leave us alone. And change is getting closer, but simply change is just not enough. There has to be more than just change. Industrial hemp has to be part of this change. Got it?
You got it. That was hilarious. Thanks a lot.
I'll be interviewing for Hemp for Victory 2010 later, so if you guys have any questions or have some information, please visit with me. Love to talk.
Okay, so we've got that covered.
I don't want to be, but I will be because I'm not going to do industrial hemp research and do other things with hemp because that's not. I don't care less about marijuana. I want to grow hemp. I want to have hemp legalized in California. Medical marijuana and cannabis to smoke, whether it's recreational or for medicinal purposes, should be sold as medicine or any recreational drug like alcohol and be taxed. There's such a big market to make so much money. Me personally, like I said, I did my nonprofit. I'm actually going to go get the state medical marijuana permit. I've had the paper filled out for a while on my truck. I just haven't gone down and done it. There's really not too much licensing to do as far as all this goes. There's nothing except the medical marijuana sellers permit, which is free from the BLE. Just a form you fill out, they'll give you a seller permit. Then you have to find the city that will regulate for it. That's why there's so many in here because you don't have to have a business license there from the city. Anybody can get a business in Lake Forest. That's why there's so many in here. I've thought about it. My family wanted to. I don't ever want to have a dispensary. I've never wanted to have a store. I want to have. You want to know what I want to do? This is my ultimate goal: is to have a true co-op where I grow or have patients help me grow. We have facilities. We have our grow facility where we just grow medical marijuana. And then we have over here a winter orange and hangout area, like a little bar, food, whatever. But in this area is the grow facility. We grow each patient 3.76 plants in this Orange County. We give them free. Very hard to switch it. You get it down right, you can have every month. They'll get free plants. The other 3 we keep in our collector, and we get rid of through our delivery service, and we make money on it. Now we take that money and we can divide that into, I've already got it as far as paying taxes, as far as paying percentage of hemp research, and there's part towards AIDS and cancer patients, donating free medicine to them, having a whole facility dedicated just to growing medicine for AIDS and cancer patients and vets. Because those are the people who need it in our low-income community. They need it. And so that's my main goal, is to have a state-of-the-art facility. I haven't had the money. I started all this out last year.
So since you started last year, what types of patients do you see mostly?
I deal with the wide range. I have had people that were a certain patient died on me, like broke my heart. He had cancer. Soon, a week before he died, smoked the joint in his hospices. Nurses were telling me, smoke that off. You shot him up with anything we can. He's so sweaty. Get him to light, give him a joint, get him a light. I hear it, I like that for you. The way I smoke, they're telling me, it's really. And they're like, you know what, you give him some medical water, anything, any nurse, any doctor can prescribe. And I'm like, after they told me that, I'll never ever feel bad about this ever. Never. My conscience after, and then he died, like a week later, January 1st, I think he died.
Do you think that that is something that needs to be looked at kind of across the board? Do you think that there's like a disconnect with conscience for people that are getting involved with this now?
There's a stigma that's been put on this for so long because of the word marijuana. It's the word marijuana that's killing it. We're trying to get marijuana legal like normal. It'll never happen. Go get medical marijuana legal like ASA. It did happen. Go get cannabis legal, hemp legal. It might happen. But marijuana will never be legal because people have a stigma and what they've been taught and educated on for so long, it will never be legal. Ever. And it's because of a stigma that's been put on it. It's the lack of education and the disinformation. That's all. Nothing else. People just need to be educated a little bit with cannabis and hemp. Cannabis sativa, cannabis indica, cannabis ruderalis, and cannabis hemp. And what cannabis is, and the different varieties in that plant. Just like a tomato and the different varieties you can make them. That's all. This is the stigma that's been put on it for so long, and that will never change from marijuana.
There's a movement within like food communities to move away from processed foods, go over into like a slow foods movement. Do you see the same parallel happening in cannabis culture, where it's a movement away from things that are processed, like, you know, Prozac and things like that?
If people knew more about cannabis and what it could do, I think you would see a drastic change in the way we eat, in our diets, even our food that we eat. What is it? I read a thing that said there's 26 chemicals that the human body needs. Your body, you're going to have to get 23 of them, or your body produces. 3 of them you have to eat. I think they'll be omegas. There's only one plant in the world that produces all 3 of those vitamins. Wheat, marijuana, hemp, cannabis. Only one.
Listed as
It is, and the reason is it's 150 years ago we processed food differently. For instance, like you just said, we jerkies, meat, everything. It was different, processed differently. We used hemp for our foods and our diets. People didn't get cancers from the things they get now. Now we use butters that are processed oils, all this stuff. And so people are dying of all this different stuff, and we don't use cannabis at all in our diet. What if it's something that we need? My theory is, what if God, whatever God is, right? What if the great I am who I am put something on this earth? What if there was one thing on this earth that could fuel you, clothe you, shelter you, and provide the medicine for you to heal your body, your mind, your body, and your soul? What if there was one thing that could do that? And we put a war against it. And that's what I believe is going on. And so there's a war against it. It's against the planet. There's time, people are starving. Everybody's like, oh, what do we do? There's solutions. There are solutions. There's nobody is willing to listen to us. And now I think we finally get to our generation where we're the ones that charge. I mean, how old are you? So I'm 40 years old this year. I'm 40 years old. But I'm 40 years old, and I figured that the least I can do, I'm hurt, I can't work anymore, please construction, I'm hurt. I started this out doing this really charitable, like barely making any money on this. I barely struggled for last year. Really did $45 and closed my charge people. And I do a lot of stuff when I go out of my way for people. I've been robbed, had a lot of things happen over the last year, got through divorce and everything, but through all that, I know that this is the right direction because you can make a difference. The very least I'm going to do in my life is speak out for what I believe in. And this is something that when I was younger, I had all these crazy thoughts. When I was 20 years old, I read The Emperor Was No Good. I read that book, it changed my life. Because back then, I had to go to the library and read books on DNA and Henry Ford and all this stuff. But no way, really won't. And my parents told me, you're crazy. You can't do all these like this and marijuana. Oh, not Jesus, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God. So I turned to everything but me. From drugs and alcohol and sex and everything but me. And one day, last year, I woke up and I said, I'm just tired of the world and the way it is, and I want to make a difference. I want to change this right here. And I can, right?
So, you mentioned being wrong. So, the people that are running.
That sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. So,
What
are these risks? So, I mean, how do you deal with those?
They came into my home. It was a friend of mine, I'm pretty sure. They sold about $20,000 worth of flowers out of my house. Came to the back window. I left for delivery at 6:30 at night. Came home an hour, 15 minutes later, and something told me to go in my room. I opened my room, and the first thought was the DEA came in because my plants were everywhere. But then my lights were still everywhere, so I knew that there wasn't DEA because they would put the lights. And then I know who did it. It was a friend of mine. It was, at least I thought it was a friend of mine. Somebody that I worked with years ago, that I helped out and did things for, and he brought me. And I could have gone to the police because I asked them when they came to my house. They told me to get the state ID, so I did. I got the primary caregiver and I'm a patient. So I could have called them, but I'm still nervous because I have like 50 plants, which I have 100 patients. I can grow as much as I need. They're all my collective. I can grow 500 plants if I want. I'm not worried about it, but I was just a little nervous, so I didn't call it. Which I should have. So now I have my house, I have to have my cameras on it. If they come back again, I will call the police. But I have cameras now. I had to go out there. When I started growing, I took all my guns because the walls were shut up. I took all my weapons out there on my dad's house. I got my guns recently and brought those back just in case somebody breaks in my house. I'm legally allowed to own a weapon. They can't take away my right to own marijuana. I grow it. I don't care what they say.
So, what would you say to people who view this as something that is lucrative just to start getting into it now?
Even if it's lucrative and you think you're going to make a lot of money, you're not. It's hard.
Yeah.
And anybody can grow weed, but not anybody can grow good weed. And not everybody wants just weed. They want good weed. People smoke their medicine and they smoke it. Whether they're dying or whether they're doing it for recreational, they still want their medicine. Most people smoke for years, and I just like somebody that just came off the street and started smoking. So, and as far as if you're looking to make money in this, you're in the wrong business. I mean, yeah, you can. You're going to probably, but you're in the wrong business. The way I look at it, like marijuana is, or cannabis is the alcohol is for the rich, and the pills is for the rich. So marijuana is for the lower professional poor people, and people who can't afford it, they can grow it. You can't grow your own alcohol or your own pills or your wine or anything. You can, but it takes some years, you know. So if you're looking to make money, it's a booming business. See, it's like I said earlier, it's a gold rush. If they keep the laws keep changing, and they hopefully do, and they make it legal as far as the state law. not state law, but if they make it legal as far as start taxing it and make it where you can have an actual business, a seller's permit to sell it, do anything. I guess not seller's permit, but a license with the cities and all that.
Right.
Well, like New Mexico. New Mexico is the first state to actually give out a state license. So now they can tax it, do everything. That's what California is doing. New Mexico and I think Delaware or something just passed a law yesterday.
So considering California's budget problems, in your eyes, do you think that they just totally have missed the ball? I mean, as far as the proposition going forward, and then just what?
They're just not.
Sleep,
It's everybody's still thinking about marijuana. It's still the same thing. I'm telling you, it all comes back down to the marijuana. Quit talking about marijuana, educate these people, and most of these people that are our leaders. I don't know if you've gone to Congress. Like I just took time to go meet my congressman. It took me a month to get a meeting with him. But finally, I got 15 minutes with him, and I went in and showed him some hemp products. And all he could ask was, "Does it get you high? Does this make you high?" Well, no, it's lotion. No, this is hemp.
No, it's lotion.
No. You know what I mean? Are you that dumb? And I don't even think that he was dumb or didn't know. I think he was plain stupid. And that he knows, because I think it all comes down to money. And these guys are all backed up by money.
He's a millionaire already.
Change comes. Obama came in and he's a black guy, first president ever. Well, we need change. Change is going to start with our city council members. And then it needs to go, because what I don't get is, even right now with what's going on, how can something be legal in our state, but they still are putting in cities, all these different cities that, Garden Grove, I went to a city council meeting last year, spoke out, you can get it in the paper, and they quoted me in there saying that the dispensaries provide a safer environment, so I don't have to go to a drug dealer off the street. And that's the truth. But they still voted to ban the dispensary. Well, that's fine. You can ban a dispensary, but not a collective or a co-op. You can't. It's illegal. It's a legal business in California. And co-ops and collectives. A co-op and collective is just 2 or 3, I think, people gathered together collectively, growing their medicine or growing whatever they need, food, whatever. So they can't ban those. But they tried to. But how can they do that? I mean, the law allows it. And now the Supreme Court just ruled that it's illegal, right? The state law trumps federal law. And the U.S. Attorney General said that we're not going to prosecute the states that are legally following the rules. So I don't understand how they keep banning these things. And why, with your city being broke and the economy, how can you not want something that's going to help the economy?
Now, what would you think if only the higher income cities zone out dispensaries, leaving dispensaries to only go to lower income cities? Do you foresee that city councils are going to end up making that decision?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think I don't.
Kind of like how they've done strip clubs,
Yeah.
not a strip club in York, but a strip
Yeah, well, that's the same here as here in Mahalo. They don't know anything in Mahalo, but as soon as you cross the border into Whittier's all over here. So there's a ban on it. I don't know. I really don't know. It all comes down to.
Do you think that the actual citizens of these cities are even aware that these ordinances are being passed?
No, and not just that, but there's not enough people that go out and speak out and stand up for what they believe in. There needs to be more, not marijuana marches. There needs to be more just get-togethers and better, like what Gecko's doing. They're offering a school, and people need just to be better educated. Once the education starts getting out there, people start. Pretty soon, people are going to see that it's better to stand up for what you have now before it's all gone, and you have to fight to get it back. You know what I mean?
Right.
And people are down to nothing. We're scribbling for change now. And so pretty soon, they're going to start standing up. They're doing it in Iran with the votes over there, right? Pretty soon, they're going to start doing that. We're going to have to. When gas prices are going up again, and your jobs are going down, prices, and money that you make, they have to. And so hopefully they will. Until then, no, I don't see anything going to change because the guys that are leading this, all crooks and they're all like rips. They don't have their They all have their money. They all have their big bucks behind them. We're the ones all struggling.
Right.
And it all comes back down to what I said earlier, the kings of the earth. Well, they got it. The kings of the earth got what they had. Their children are rolling somewhere else. Get me out of here. You know? This is America, man. How is this happening? That's what I want to know. What's going on? Does everybody fall asleep? You know? No, I don't see nobody doing nothing. Really.
That's how
with the city councils and nothing really too much until like Obama comes out and says something really, or until they get rid of the prohibition on marijuana fully. It's nothing's going to change really too much.
How hard do you think it'll be to, as you mentioned the war on drugs, how hard do you think it'll be to have marijuana or cannabis in general to be not lumped into that category?
It wouldn't be very hard at all if we could
They'd
just
have to
get
drop it out
some
in Section
true
1.
talks being done on it. That's the problem with like even Congress, they don't even talk about it. In the Senate, and none of these people will talk about it. You get the hemp bill in there, like with Barney Franks and Ron Paul, they get the Industrial Hemp Act of 2009. And they're not even like taking none of this serious. And don't they see there's a what is it? How much? $8 billion
In 2007.
dollar market in paper just alone. And then my shoes are made of it. I can buy hemp products from Payless Shoe Store. But I can't grow it there. I don't see nothing being changed as far as until the Congress they really sit down and have some actual like scientists and doctors come in and talk about it. Like real doctors, not these biased doctors that are all don't do marijuana. Like the guy who was, I read an article the other day on Sunday, this guy who runs a Marietta rehab center on Marietta was protesting the THC expo, right? And he was like, oh, I don't want this thing. And he tried to get the district attorney of LA to shut it down and not allow it. And I wrote him an email saying, yeah, the only reason you don't want it is because you want to teach people that alcoholism is a disease and they need these pills that you're prescribing to get off of them. That's why you don't want that. The education on marijuana is just...
Where do you think the education should start?
In the school.
And how,
Teaching them the truth.
If you could change how
The
children
truth,
are taught?
what is that?
The truth is Columbus brought it overseas.
And we've been lied to in our books. The Gutenberg Bible is written on hemp. The flag, one of the first flags is written on hemp. The Constitution is written on hemp. You can pay the taxes with hemp.
200 years.
One of the main things that was used up until 1930 was the next $1 billion crop. Or what was that?
Popular Electronics,
Willie Nelson
1938.
talks about it. So it was going to change the country and change the world. But people got what they wanted. I mean, it really comes down to that. And everybody can see conspiracy theories and this. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's the truth. And what's worse, to blatantly lie to somebody or teach somebody a lie? Teach them lies and have them grow up believing lies. And blatantly just like, lie to them. Oh no, I didn't steal the $5 food. You know what I mean? That's what it comes down to. So I'm just amazed. I sit back and I'm amazed. It's not awesome. At all this that's going on. I hope to see more. I try to do my part. I called my senator yesterday and I talked to them to support SJR 14 so that they can tax it and have talks on it. And that's a new bill that they want to introduce to Congress to get it rescheduled. Because it's not nothing compared with heroin or freaking LSD or cocaine or
No medical value.
or cigarettes. I smoked for 25 years. I could not quit smoking a cigarette. I had to take a pill to quit smoking cigarettes, but I quit finally. It took 5 months almost, thank God. But I mean, it's nothing even compared to that. Why is it 77 years later they're still not even
72.
discussing it? Why is it a step in money for that? Nobody's ever died from it.
it got lumped in there with the rest of them. And one of the points I wanted, they mentioned what was your question about the drug war? How do we remove it from the drug war? And if you don't mind if I just interject this real quick, 2007, if you look in the last, like 2 issues back with Jim, they did one story in 2007, almost like it was 47% of all arrests across the United States were for marijuana offenses. This means that in our prison systems across the United States, the #1 fuel for our prison systems are marijuana offenders. That would be putting our prison systems out of half of their customers. Their customers are our victims. Our victims are our citizens. Our citizens are harmless individuals who use cannabis. From a joint to Eddie Lepp with 32,000 plants growing in Mendocino or wherever they were growing. And that scope. Even Eddie Lepp is facing 10 years. I saw him this weekend and it's like, 10 years.
What about this? Think about this. What about all the just say no? All the Reagan's policy of just say no. All those kids who turned their parents in for marijuana in the 80s, and those people that went to prison for that, right? And then here it is, 20 years later, these guys are still in prison, and their kid grew up, and now it's like, man, what did I do? I turned my dad in for give me a break, right? And this kid grew up knowing that he did that. And now how can the only people that don't
Kids
that think bad about marijuana, the only people are mainly people that have been taught bad about it. And if they've never tried it, they should be saying that. Because I was gonna say the cat thing, I was taught that if I smoked one joint, I would die. I would die. I asked the lady, how do you know that? I read it in a book, she said. I'll never forget thinking to myself, right? That's what I remember thinking.
Yeah.
And so, and here it is, 25 years later, I tell you, 25 years smoking, proud of it. 25 years I smoked. I thought for sure I was never gonna have a kid. Oh my God, you're gonna be sterile, right? I smoked for 18 years before I had a kid. Yeah, well I had a kid, she's fine. Nothing wrong with her, she's a little brainiac. She's really smart. Nothing wrong with her.
So do you foresee this movement having any battles with the Brewers, right? Which is obviously like, got headquarters around here.
Let's wrap that up. I have 2 brothers that are Christian ministers. We're both for Calvary Chapel. My grandparents were prison ministers for years. I was brought up Christian and this and that, Mormon, and they've seen a lot of things. My own family was like that. So I started doing when you're practicing pharmaceutical witchcraft, and I told them about the
Wait, say that again.
Pharmaceutical and witchcraft, and he said, "You don't even know what that is." I said, "I had to look that up. I had to look it up on the internet." I looked it up, and I called my brother back, and I said, "No, that's not me. I still believe in the same God, bro." I go, "What's the difference?" Like, for in some points, with the religious sect, it comes back down to talk to with the marijuana and drugs.
Well, and then the whole Timor disease or whatever
but the Bible talks about it. The Bible talks about the tree of life, green plants. The green plants and marijuana is one of the greenest plants on this earth. They said when I was younger, I read it would go 90 feet tall in 9 months. An average plant, if you let it grow wild. So 90 feet tall, they'll put out more photosynthesis than anything else in this planet. It talks about it in Genesis chapter 1, verses 27 through 31, the green plants and producing the breath of life. The tree of life is all the green plants. God also said when he was, Paul was up on this top of the roof, and God brought down the sheep before him with all his food, and then he said, "I can't eat that," and pick it up 3 times, and then 3rd time he said, "Eat that, and everything I made is good for you, as long as you give prayer and ask God." So everything God made on this earth is good. Who are we to say it's bad? And when you get to the end, if you believe in God, how are you going to feel when you're the guy that stands there before him and says, "You know what? I killed it. The last one of its kind, God, that cannabis plant, I killed it. Aren't you proud of me?" And you go, "Oh yes, I'm so proud of you." And the guy who killed the last woolly mammoth, I shot it, it's dead. There's no more of them. Yeah, I extincted it. God's going to go, "Oh, great. You know what I mean? So, come on. The relations sect, my brothers, they were like, they smoked pot when they were young. And then their wives changed them. Their wives changed them. My one brother smoked cigarettes. And then when he got married and out of the Navy, he still smoked off and on. And then they got into doing the ministry a little bit more. He was still smoking to this day with his wife that I believe.
Do you see a lot of the, I guess maybe people doing the argument, what about the children argument?
They try, you can say that, but what if
is this a cop-out that comes easily?
It is a cop-out, because what if it's a healthy food, it's a healthy nutritional food for you. It's not just that, but if your kid's sick, but she can't eat or he can't eat, and it's laying there and it's sick, vomiting, wouldn't you want to give it a brownie to help it feel a little bit better? Or give it a little bit of tea to make it feel a little bit better? Would you want to do whatever you could? Why do I have to get some man-made thing that man-made, the pharmaceutical company, some Tylenol pill? Don't take that now. 5 years later, because it can kill you.
Sister Samaya fed children sickle cell.
So no, I don't. What if you have to roll up in her face? Why is that bad? Because society told us it's bad. I don't feel it's bad. I don't. I don't do that to my kid, but what if I did? She should say. I know people who have. Or say names, but yeah, I know people who have. And their kids feel better and hey. When they were in the bathroom, they're relieve their bowels or whatever, right? It all comes down to each other. I mean, Amish don't believe in electricity and all this stuff. It's hard to know their kids are fine. It comes down to each of their own. How do you want to raise your kids?
Sister Samaya fed hemp seed oil to the kids with sickle cell. And that brought up their blood counts.
Certain types of marijuana in the hemp seed, certain types of hemp seed will cure sickle cell anemia. Kids have sickle cell anemia too. They need it. Kids have cancer. They need it. The guy that just got that year in jail, what's his name?
Lynch.
Charles Lynch, the kid that got for all that stuff, was a cancer patient. He ended up losing his leg. His parents prescribed it to him. And if a patient calls me, and a parent calls me and says, hey, Nick is 16 years old, and he's dying of cancer, and he has a prescription that his father and I got for him, or that we got for him, that I got for him. Can you take care of my son? What am I supposed to say? No? My son doesn't eat.
How often do you get those phone calls?
Not yet. But what if that?
I have.
And now I have a kid that just turned 18, and he's got a scar from here to here, and it starts like this because he had half of his small intestine removed from cancer. And when he walks, he has to walk really slow, and he weighs like 110 pounds. He just turned 18. He's one of my patients, and he says, "Jay, this stuff helps me eat," because he's shaking. And then he called me like about a month ago. I just gained 10 pounds. No, all these patients I gained 10 pounds. I'm like, yeah, right on, dude. Call me anytime, man. No, I don't care. Give it to the kid. It's not just that, but what if it's something that we're supposed to be eating and we're not? What if we're supposed to be using it in our oils to cook with, in our butters and stuff? And even keep hemp, just the hemp. Get rid of the THC and use the hemp. What if that hemp is what we're supposed to be using?
Used to make gruel.
And so our bodies are lacking something. People tell you no, but whatever.
I've heard some interesting studies about ADHD
all kinds of shots and
I've heard some things about treating high functioning autism.
I've read a lot about that.
And ADHD.
I read a story about a lady who her son had autism, and he was really if he didn't see her wasn't always in eye contact, he would rip a door off the hinges, and as he got older, he was getting more violent that way. Her friend suggested she make a brownie, so she made some brownies and gave it to him to relax. Her son is learning to deal with his life, so he needs those brownies. Now, some people would say, no, don't ever do that. just getting them. Well, we want to give them some red, we give them a Valium, some Somas, and stuff. You know, what do they call? I give my natural plant. Nobody can argue with me. My theory is like if I ever got in trouble, was I was going to tell the judge. I always said this since I was a kid, like 18. If I ever got in trouble for I took a seed, I threw it in the ground. To the light, it grew with some water. And I took it out of the ground, took the leaf off of it, and some of the blood, and put it inside that leaf after I dried it, and the sticks are rubbing together, and made a fire, and they smoked it. Who did I hurt? And then that's the same thing with me. I cook with it after. I cook with it. My own stuff, edibles, and started making butter and all that. I'm like, oh, wow. And now I cook with it, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. There's nothing unnatural about it. The whole process is natural. There's nothing, I don't need nothing really man. I mean, I can do it all with sticks and stuff. You know what I mean? So all this is crazy out there. The world's crazy. Nobody, my philosophy is nobody's doing nothing. Let's do something. I mean, really, let's do something. I'm having a hard time. I've struggled, like I said, for the last year. I finally get to a point where hopefully within 6 more months, I'll be able to do the things I want to do. It's all everything comes back down to money. Everything. It sucks to say that.
I'm going to go off the assumption that in Orange County there are going to be people who are going to read this article and they're going to want to know what to do, because I know that there's a lot of people who, even if they don't participate in smoking or eating, or
They want to open a business.
but not even that they want to open a business, but they want to help some people. They want so what does someone here do? What can they do? Do they write? Who do they write?
Write your congressman, write your senators, write your governors, write your president. Do whatever you write them. Let them write your back. I do. I tell them send you back. Here's my name. Here's my address. That probably won't do too much. Start making time in your schedule to set appointments with those people and talk to them, because that will make a difference.
Are there any organizations that deal directly with like sick people, taking sick people to?
No, there's not, but we have an organization that we've started, and my friend actually started, and we're gonna, because now I'm a nonprofit, so I'm gonna be funding a few things. My main thing was the AIDS and cancer patients, and I want to open a growth facility for AIDS patients, cancer patients, and vets, mainly vets. I want to go out with vets. And then that's my main thing with my donations. I'm going to try to take in donations with my nonprofit to fund that and get growth facility. And then another thing I'm working on is the Hemp for Victory movie, Hemp for Victory 2010. Why not? Hemp for Victory. They made it Hemp for Victory in the 1950s, showing how we can get through, 1940s, get through World War II. Why not now? Hemp for Victory right now. There is an initiative by Jack Carr. And then another thing we are going to be funding is VICTORY.NET, which we already have on the map. We're going to have a meeting today, and we're going to try to fund that, which is just an organization of, we've gotten a group, he has a delivery service in LA called Organic Herbal Solutions. Since when I started this, there was only 1 or 2 delivery services. Now there's like 20 of them in Orange County. About 5 of them,
just did a cover story.
About 5 of them came from me talking to these people and them saying, that's what I need to do. And I said, yeah, I was waiting, and now they've opened up and they've got their own thing going. We started the WeDeliverFree.org, which is to help people that want to get into this business get established with their own patients, but also providing a service to the community. We give people that can't afford rides to get their doctor's rep or to any doctor. We give them a free ride. And so we try to find drivers like me. I'm up in this area. If somebody calls me within 40 miles of my house, 10 miles of my house, I'll go pick them up and take them to the doctor's office. Once I've done that, then that does 2 things. I gave them a free ride.
Do you take people? Any other people volunteer for
yes.
this?
Well, now we started with my buddy Cron to the Door, Jeep, or Cron to the Door. He was the guy who got me in with him. I got him started doing his delivery service. And then he, I didn't really get him. He started his delivery service. I called him every day and told him, hey, it's needed help. We talked because he needed a lot of help, so I told him to do this, and that, and he did it. Now he has a very, very successful business. We started with We Deliver Free, but it was just him and I. And we had him join other things. Now we have like 6 different delivery services that are part of this organization. And what that is, it just sets a standard for people. Because first of all, and this is even as a collective or a dispensary or a co-op, you have to be a primary caregiver. And now as a primary caregiver, the definition of that is somebody who provides your housing, health, and or safety, right? I tell people, I don't provide your housing, but I will provide you with a healthy medicine and a safe environment. What separates me from everybody else is I give you a ride to your doctor. If you're too sick and you can't clean your house, I'll come clean your house. Or I'll send somebody to clean your house. If you can't cook your food, I'll come cook your food. Or I'll send a chef to come cook your food. If whatever, I want to know you. Every person that I have in my collective, I know every single one of them, or every single one of them live. I met everyone. Now I have my partner that's helping me do deliveries because I'm hurt. And I take them to their house and they do something. We offer more than just that. And that's what the legal living free is for. It's going to be just a service of nothing to do with medical. Well, it is. 2 things. People that want to start a delivery service can join WeDeliverFree.org. When a new patient calls the WeDeliverFree.org and they're in your area and they want to get their rec, now you, as a new delivery service, can take that patient to the doctor's office. Once they get their recommendation, right, from the doctor, you give them a ride back to their house, but on the way back to their house, you can tell them about your delivery service and what you do. That not only are you somebody that volunteers your time to give people free rides, but you also run a medical marijuana delivery service. You took that person, you built a relationship with them, now they're a patient of yours. If you take care of them, right, they're going to be a good patient of yours. And now you're building up your own little clientele business. So now that opens an avenue for people that want to do things. Getting into this is, it's like, what do you do? Do you go form a nonprofit first?
Well, and I've heard a lot of people have some mistrust with getting a prescription.
With everything.
With the whole entire process.
This is
that card.
This card
is a big problem for a lot of people.
This card right here.
Am I going to be on this?
When I got this card, I asked the guy down there. I said, at the Orange County Health Department, I said, how many people have gotten this card? He said about 50,000. I mean, no, 5,000.
Are they caregivers?
No, for the patient card.
The patient card?
I said about 5,000, really.
In the state.
How many people out of Southern California would you say there's in Southern California that are eligible? He said about probably 50 to 100,000 that are eligible to get this card. This card is the cops will hurt. They'll walk away when they see this. Because it's issued from the state, they're state officers. Anyways, I said, well, how many people do you think are eligible? I said about 100,000, so about 5,000 people actually have the card. No, 2,000 I think it was. And I'm like, just amazed because people think that if they get this, they're going to be in some federal database. First of all, who cares if they know you smoke? And second of all, you're not. It's not. There's still a stigma of that. So it's just like doing your doctor's recommendation. I have a couple of people, don't write this in your magazine, that I deal with that don't have their recommendations. But they're friends of mine that I've done for years. And I tell them, go get this thing. And they will not because they own businesses and they're afraid. They're afraid that their doctor.
We just came out of graduate school where we could possibly be teachers.
Yeah,
like,
and
there's a stigma. There's an absolute
But
stigma.
it shouldn't. It shouldn't, but because it's a law. And that's why even when that guy who's lost his job and went through the courts and the courts still let him lose his job and discriminate, how is that illegal? This is a state law. We're legal patients. You know why I got these 2 things? Because if I ever have a problem now, the state gave me this. The county, Orange County gave me this. Now aren't they obligated to defend me? They don't know it yet. If I ever have a problem, they're the ones that are going to defend me. It was their money because they're the ones that issued it.
Do you think that they're at all prepared for blowback for this, or do you think that they're just like winging it as they go?
They're winging it. Everybody is because nobody's. They're all winging it. The only one that really did anything with it was the Attorney General guy with him and his guidelines, and they're somewhat clear, but still up in the air. Everybody's still. They're really vague. It all comes down to you and your interpretation and your interpretation of the law. That's what everything does. Everything we do in life comes down to interpretation, even everything. So the lawyer that I spoke with, they kind of said the same thing. how do you interpret the law? Try to follow it to the law to the best of your ability and do the best you can. And at the very end, when you're done, can you say, were you doing it to get rich? Were you out there to help people? What were you in this for? Myself, I do this because I never did this ever before because I don't have a problem. I didn't want to go to jail, I had family, this and that. I do this because I want to take care of myself. As a patient, I need this medicine first. I don't take anything else. I don't do drugs, I don't drink, I smoke weed because it helps me to relax. It doesn't take away my pain, it just helps relax. And I enjoy it. But the other thing is I really don't know what to do at this point. As far as like, it's in construction, I lost my job, there's no work out there. I can't go back into it because I'm hurt now. Disability, unemployment, nobody wants to help me out. They think I'm white. Nobody wants to give me anything. So I figured, you know what, I'm going to do this. And I do it compassionately. And I help a lot of people out. And I also take care of myself. Where it's taken a year of building up something where I'm finally getting to a point where I'm, you know, not making $3.35 an hour. You know, my bills are paid. So I'm not being rich. I'm not looking to get rich either. Rich to me is me being happy and you being happy and you being happy and you being happy. You know? And I just am tired of it. Really hurts me to see the guys on the corner not no more with a sign that says Lord for food, but he's got a cart full of waters and ice.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And he's saying, I lost my job, I need to feed my kids. What do I do? Don't you know that the ocean's right there? You can't go for a rod and fish, feed yourself, you can't plant a seed. No, nobody can. And it's because of what we've all been taught. The drugs are bad, the war on drugs, and this and that. And we need this oil, and we need these, you know, this hemp to do so much for us.
So what do you think needs to happen from the Obama administration first? Do you think that what will serve this movement better? Do you think that a greener technology movement is going to serve this better, or do you think that a deregulation movement is going to serve it better?
I think both of them at the same time. I think that Obama needs to step up. So people need to get in and talk to him and have an upfront, close talk with him because we already know he smoked. So he knows a little bit about it. And he said, I know. That was the whole point of it. So we know he knows what deny is. I'm sure he knows what hemp is. People need to get, somebody needs to get in there that knows about hemp and cannabis and the difference between the medicine part of it, the recreational part of it, the industrial part of it. Because if we can get in there and do that, I think the true change can happen both on the federal side, getting it deregulated, so we can grow hemp on the industrial level, and then also so we can start doing something with national, I mean, it has to all of his national health care and all of that has to be involved with it. And all that, it wouldn't be too hard to do it. It's just the right people have to do it. So, it just all comes down to everything. Even the LA City Council. When I watched their little meetings on the webcast and stuff, we need more people that are educated on this. So I'm just like a high school, getting graduate high school. You know, I've self-educated myself on all this stuff. I know quite a bit about it, but not enough people know. So it's just the right people need to be in there talking. Scientists, unbiased people that don't care if it's legal or not. People that aren't going to profit. You know, like me, if I have a philosophy being like Johnny Anderson, start a motor company that makes a motor that runs off of it, and make that fuel and then walk away. Go over here and start a clothing company. You know what I mean?
Right.
Those are the kind of people we need, not the guys saying, look how much money I got. Get those people talking to Obama and have him sit there and listen, you know, instead of like our congressman and we went and met for 15 minutes and we walked out of there and he laughed at us. Because all he wanted to know is if he got us high. Does he get you high? And I called his office a week later and I said, hey, let him know, I'm just really disappointed that I spent a month of my time trying to get this appointment. I wasted 15 minutes of my valuable time coming there talking about something that could help out the economy, help out people. And you know, you really felt like you mocked me. And you know how many people are out there that either just don't care or just don't want to do nothing about it.
Do Do you think that there's a responsibility for culture to have a better reflection of this than it has?
Yeah, like these guys. I mean, this is our culture. I mean, you go.
Do you think
For instance,
do you think that that's
here's an
using it
example of
against
that
the
is
men?
when Arnold said he wanted to have talks, open talks about legalizing marijuana, discussing it, right? Open forum talks. The first thing you go turn on Bill O'Reilly or CNN or anything, and they're all just, oh look, Arnold just wants to legalize marijuana and get high, right? It's because of the culture, and yeah, it all comes down to that. Is quit talking like this guy and start having the doctors that are hiding behind the corner smoking it, right? And the millionaire that I used to work for at REDC, Real Estate Disposition Corporation, you see that?
The one that's doing foreclosures and auctioning?
You know, I worked for them in the 80s. And the owners of that company, they're you know how I know? Because I walked around the corner one day and they're all fucking in the back smoking out, right? And now here they are, a multi-billion-dollar company, and they all get high. But none of them are going to come out and say it. And that's why. It's those guys that need to get talked, like Woody Harrelson. Those are the kind of people that really need to be talking to nurses and Willie Nelson. I mean, Farm Aid, more stuff like that again. Farm Aid, the weed aid, and something like that.